by Alyssa Fleek?
That's correct.
All right. Then going with the first line, please describe the analysis and the results, please.
It's very similar to the heart blood that I just got done describing. It's testing for acetaminophen or Tylenol. That was not detected. And then the next line would be the barbiturates being not detected.
All right. And then first bases test?
There's a whole slew of drugs named under bases. And the first one being diazepam or Valium that we detected in the bases. And it was recorded out as present, not assigned a numerical value here because another analyst would be quantitating it elsewhere.
All right. And the next basis service?
Lidocaine was quantitated and given a value of 0.51 micrograms per milliliter by a Yusin Fu.
All right. And then the next individual basis test for meperidine, which you previously identified as Demerol, the results of that?
Basically, the meperidine and its metabolite, normeperidine, was not detected in the hospital blood by a Yusin Fu. And then the next two lines being Zoloft or sertraline and its metabolite, norsertraline, was also tested for and not detected by the same analyst.
Going then to the fourth page of your report, does that continue with the specimen results for the hospital blood?
It continues on page 4.
For hospital blood?
Yes, sir.
And again, Mr. Anderson, going with, well, let's just, you could probably take us through this rather quickly. But for the propofol at the bottom, showing a 4.1 micrograms per milliliter, is every single test that is shown on this page for the hospital blood resulting in none detected?
Yes, it's very similar to the heart blood analysis.
And just to make sure, have you previously described each of these drugs from the prior heart blood and femoral blood descriptions?
Yes, I have.
Okay. So then, with all the none detected, can you just list off, starting from the drug trazodone, list off each of the drugs that was where there was no detection as it relates to what's shown here in this report?
Sure. In the basis service, we looked for trazodone. We not detected. Cocaine and its metabolites, fentanyl, the 7-aminoclonazepam along with clonazepam, oxazepam, temazepam, dicarboxy-THC, methamphetamine, codeine, hydrocodone, hydromorphone, morphine, phencyclidine or PCP, and then the salicylates also being not detected. The only thing detected in the hospital blood on this particular page was the propofol at a level of 4.1 micrograms per milliliter, and the analyst being Crimus Lintemut.
Moving then to the liver specimen, as shown on the same page to the left, and just with the one service showing on this page, a basis service, can you describe that, please, and the findings?
Sure. We actually only performed 2 tests on the liver, this being one of them on page 4 of 8. The lidocaine was detected at 0.45 micrograms per gram. And the units change because we're reporting out on a solid specimen. So rather than mils for volume, it's grams by weight because of the liver.
And was the liver tested for propofol?
Yes, it was.
Going to page 5 of your report, the uppermost specimen continuing the liver results. Can you describe the findings as it relates to propofol in the liver?
Yes, we detected 6.2 micrograms per gram, and it was conducted by the same analyst who did the propofol for the heart blood and femoral blood, Jamie Lintemuth.
And again, as you described with the lidocaine, this is in the measurement of grams because it's by weight.
Because the liver is a solid specimen, yes.
And going to the next line, you list medical evidence. It says medical evidence done. So those are results that we'll deal with later. But there was medical evidence tested in this case?
Yes, there was.
All right. Now, the next specimen is, do you see here indicated by stomach contents? That's the gastric contents you mentioned earlier?
Yes.
All right. And as far as the stomach contents, is it 2 tests that were done?
2 tests similar to the liver and the femoral.
Okay. Could you describe the results as far as the stomach contents, please?
Sure. We detected lidocaine in our basic drug screen and quantitated at 1.6 milligrams total drug, and that was performed by Criminalist Fu, as well as propofol, again, and we found 0.13 milligrams, and that was performed by the same analyst, Lintemuth.
And again, can you explain that unit measurement as it differentiated from the other ones that were per mil?
Sure. Rather than report out a concentration, we do determine a concentration when we perform our analysis, but because we know the total volume or weight of the stomach when it's given to us, we actually do a multiplication and determine how much drug is still remaining in the stomach that has not been absorbed into the system yet. So that's what these numbers represent. It represents, lidocaine at 1.6 milligrams of drug that has not been absorbed into your system quite yet.
Thank you. Then proceeding with again, we're on page 5 of your report, the urine results. And the urine, again, as identified here, the urine results, since there are 2, which urine result do these identify?
On page 5 of 8, this urine result reflects an autopsy urine, whereas the urine results on page 7 of 8 has a urine asterisk, and actually the asterisk represents urine that was collected from the plastic bottle while at scene.
Okay. So let's begin then